Till in France it is illegal to disinherit one's children, meaning that a particular share of the deceased's estate is legally required to be kept for their children. Here in the US, there were some fascinating wills enacted over the years. My favorite example is this guy in the 1920s that hated his kids. He was fairly wealthy, especially for the time, in that he had a few million. His kids tried everything they could to get that money early, like attempting to get him forcibly committed to an insane asylum. So he changed his will to declare that all his resources are to put into a trust which will hold onto it and grow it out. It will be dispersed evenly to all of his descendants after all of his children and grandchildren die. So all of his kids and their kids had to die before the money paid out. It wasn't until something like 2010 that the last grandchild passed away. So suddenly 100 or so random people throughout the country, including one that was living under a bridge, each received most of $1 million from a great-grandfather they probably didn't know they had. Do you have a source on this? It sounds fascinating. Till that Dolly Parton wrote Jolene and I Will Always Love You on the same day. The songs are 50 years old now. Another unrelated one for you. The first two songs that The Doors' Robbie Krieger ever wrote were Light My Fire and Love Me 2 Times. That's amazing. I had no idea. Moonlight Drive for Morrison, if I remember correctly. Till the last king of Egypt, Fahd II, is still alive and ascended to the throne when he was just 192 days old. He was deposed a year later after his father was exiled and Egypt declared a republic. The photo of his dad at a swimming pool after he was exiled is a mid-century classic. https. Images. App. GLURPVPYFSKX8 CFHH6. That's clearly Drive. Eggman. Till that Captain Smith of the Titanic disaster, the 15th of April 1912, was the captain of the Olympic when she collided with a warship, the 20th of September 1911. Olympic was the sister ship of Titanic and the repairs from the collision back in Belfast actually delayed Titanic's maiden voyage from the 20th of March to the 10th of April. Captain Smith was from Stoke, so his ability to crash things was pretty much inevitable. Everyone here drives like that. I'm sure that's got something to do with the cold. Rainy nights though, right? Till the CSS color name, Rebecca Purple, number 663399, is in honor of Rebecca Meyer, the daughter of web standards author and advocate Eric Meyer, who died of childhood cancer in 2014. Always wondered about that. When I need a color for testing purposes, I put in R for red, and Rebecca Purple always comes up. Till 2 Brazilian spectators committed suicide in the stadium of the 1950 FIFA World Cup final. After their team lost, they must have put a lot of mob money on the line. The game should have been theirs on paper. Brazil had 22 gold medals made up for each of their players. A song composed to celebrate the victory. And next day's Brazilian newspapers pre-printed stating, "These are the world champions." Till that Andrew Johnson and his wife Eliza were married by Mordecai Lincoln. Mordecai Lincoln was first cousins with Thomas Lincoln, the father of future President Abraham Lincoln. Johnson went on to become Abraham Lincoln's vice president, succeeding him as president after his assassination. There weren't many people back then. It's a big club and you ain't in it still applied back then. Till about the Lilliput effect. After a major extinction event, the animal species that survive tend to get smaller. And when species are isolated they tend to get bigger. https. N. Wikipedia. Org. Wiki. Island_gigantism. Is this why coconut crabs are so big? Lol man, I am so glad I don't live near wild coconut crabs. Till that the name of Joanna d'Arc, the protagonist of the Perfect Dark video game series, is a play on the name of French heroine Joan of Arc, Jeanne d'Arc. Thanks. Clone High. https. YouTube. B. FFYSZV12? T = 411. Did you see that pool? They flipped the bitch. Quote. Till there is more fresh water floating around in the atmosphere than in all the rivers of Earth combined. Top jobs for 2030. Moisture farmer. Oh shit. I thought we were on the Wayland-Yutani Corporation. But maybe not. Are we on Tatooine? Are we going to turn into sand people? Exclamation mark. Question mark. Till fish-eating spiders exist on every continent bar Antarctica and can grow to have a leg length of up to 9 centimeters long. Sure, there's plenty of spider-eating fish, too. But not that odd. Considering all the fish-eating fish. Spider-eating spiders too. Till that there have only been a handful of reported cases of giant bladder. In one case, an 80-year-old man was found to have his bladder enlarged to a volume of almost 11 liters. That's the guy you want to have on your road trip. In frequent bathroom breaks, he could probably go cross-country without peeing once. As long as he's okay with me peeing right next to him. Till in the first half of the 20th century. State-sponsored campaigns dynamited roosting areas, taking large numbers of American crows. A campaign in Oklahoma from 1934 to 1945 dynamited 3.8 million birds. Murder of murder. Murder by the murderful. Till a blue whale's heart weighs as much as a cow. And if you switch the two, it's really bad for both animals. The real till is always in the comments. Till that 15 mines detonated at the Battle of Messines on the 7th of June 1917 created what is still one of the largest non-nuclear explosions in human history. The blast created a 12-meter deep crater and was reportedly heard as far away as Dublin. Just 6 months later, the Halifax Harbor explosion was nearly 3 kilotons, which was vastly more powerful. What? Do you recall where? Halifax earned its rightful spot in history for big explosions and where to bury folks who died at sea. And the seafood isn't bad either.